Welcome to today's class. Welcome, everyone. We'll begin in a seated. Actually, we're going to begin recline today. So let's just luxuriate on the mat. Imagine the mat to be your floating cloud for the day. So ease yourself down, just so that we can get in touch with the breath. We'll take the back of the skull gently to the mat. Feel free to take a rolled blanket underneath your neck just to allow that bit of length in your spine. And drape the arms next to the body. Keep the knees bent if that's good for your lower back. You could just keep the knees together and the feet wide apart. And then shimmy the shoulders underneath you, shoulder blades together, and feel that melting effect that has on your shoulders to touch down on the earth. And then take the legs long if you'd like, just to get that sense of fully draping yourself on the mat. Inhaling and exhaling. Now you can close the eyes and come into the breath. Come into that witnessing of your breath. Simply noticing that flow, the inflow, and the outflow. In this reclined position, we can really allow the spine to release, allow the muscles around the spine to release. As we take maybe a little bit deeper breaths. And then the exhales lengthen so we can allow a bigger inhale on the next breath cycle. It's really that simple when we want to take deeper breaths, is just to take that exhale a little bit longer. And then notice the rise of the belly, and then the ribs expand, and then we feel that breath all the way into the top of the torso, all the way to the shoulders, and exhale, release. Here, as we recline, we can get a better sense of our energy channels just in this nice long line with the body from toes all the way to the head. As we lie here, I'll name off a body scan, just naming off the steps up the body. Feel free to follow my voice or just tap into your breath more deeply, into that deep belly breath, 3-part breath into the belly, then the chest, then the shoulders and chest, upper chest, and then exhaling. In your mind's eye, travel to the feet, the toes. So as we travel up the body, just noticing the sweep here, what is the sensation in your body or the areas of tension? And let's oxygenate them as we travel upwards. The feet and the ankles. Continue. Deep breath, 3-part breaths. And the shins and the calves. The knees. Thighs. And the pelvis. The hips. Coming into the torso and the organs. The bottom of the spine. The middle of the spine. The rib cage, the front of the ribs and the back of the ribs. The shoulder blades. The heart and the lungs. Continue your 3-part breath. Take the mind's eye into the shoulder sockets, and then down the arms, into the hands and the fingers. Back up the arms all the way to the tops of the shoulders, across the collarbones. The middle spine between the shoulder blades. Then traveling up to the upper spine, the neck, and the back of the head, the skull. The face, the eyes, and the ears. And the crown of the head. Your next inhale into the whole body. So send this healing energy through the whole body, what we've just traveled. And exhale out any tension that you might have noticed along that path. Deep cleansing breath all the way through the energy channels of the body. Beautiful. Bend one knee and then the other. Take the soles of the feet to the floor, hip width apart, knees hip width apart. We'll begin here undulating the spine. So bring your mind's eye to the navel and to that arch in the low back. And inhale, feel that belly rise, and then exhale. Let's take that navel down towards the floor as we take that curve out of the lower back and gently begin to rock the pelvis with our inhale and our exhale. Noticing the mobility of that of the lumbar spine. Inhaling as you take that, accentuate the arch, and exhaling as you squeeze down with the navel and then up with the pubic bone. Noticing the mobility in that lumbar spine in this upward direction and downward direction. And our lower abdominals engaged here. This is a great way to strengthen those lower abdominals gently. Pressing into the mat with your feet, gently rocking. Let's continue that sense of undulation up the spine as we take the palms to the floor and the entire length of your arms to the floor. Feel that pressing down. And then on your next inhale, as you lift that pubic bone up, let's lift the entire pelvis up into a bridge. At the crest of your inhale, send the spine back down to the floor, snaking it down, placing that beautiful sacrum down on the mat. And then inhale back up again, pressing in through the arms and exhaling back down. Our spine joins us in the breath. As we do that again, lift the hips up, pressing down. Maybe this time press a little through the tops of the shoulders. Feel the opening across the collarbones. Send it back down. And then we'll undulate up again, this time lifting the hips into bridge. Now pressing the elbows into the mat and then reaching the arms up towards the sky and above the head. See if you can find the crest of that exhale nice and long and deep. And then exhale, lift the arms up, elbows down, and then arms down, and then spine down. Try that a few more breaths here. Inhale, lift the hips up, press the elbows in. Arms up, really lengthen that inhale so you can follow that undulation. And exhale, reach up. Send it back down. Inhaling up again. Squeezing those glutes so we really can lift through the hips. Noticing already our spine's getting some nice fluidity. One more time. Pressing through the feet, pressing through those elbows. Really sighing out the breath. Land down again. Just feel your feet on the floor. Feel the hands pressing down, spread the fingers. And then see if you can shimmy those shoulders again so that the shoulder blades come together, and exhale. So you feel that sense of being settled, the sacrum and the skull, all of those familiar landmarks of our yoga practice. Inhale into the whole body. Exhale, roll over onto your side, and we'll come up to seated position. Now you can take a choice of seated position if you want that to be kneeling or onto an edge of a blanket, but make sure you've got a nice natural curve in your lumbar spine. And from your comfortable seated position, take the fingertips beside you. We'll really light up the spine here, helping it grow taller, more space in between those vertebrae as we reach up through the crown of the head, connecting with the sky above. Inhaling, exhaling. Next inhale sends the palms facing up towards the sky and then reaching towards those stray clouds up there. Inhale the shoulders towards the ears so you feel that shrug, really purposeful. And then exhale the shrug away from your ears, freeing up the neck. Bring the hands into prayer position. Press the palms together, feeling that engagement along the arms, and then trace that line down the center towards the third eye. Exhaling, nice and long. Past the middle of the face, just noticing our center and echoing that awareness within the torso. So we find that center of the torso. We come down to prayer position at the heart, and then we'll repeat, inhaling, reaching up. Feel free to look up at your hands and then gaze forward, trace that line down. And then inhale up this time. Press the hands together, and now bend the elbows and bring that prayer position about a ½ inch above your crown. And just bringing that light through the crown, reach up towards those hands. See if you can grow that crown of the head taller, making even more space and a beautiful shape with our arms as well. Great. And then trace that line down to the heart. And stay here in our prayer, pressing the hands together in front of the heart. We'll do a gentle twist here, turning the sternum left to right. Nice long lengthening cascade of breath, inhaling in the middle and exhaling as you twist. So you carry the breath with you on this twist to squeeze out the organs, cleansing and squeezing out any debris in your system. Nice. Come back to center and then bring the hands down to the floor, pressing through those fingertips. And let's inhale tall. Now that we're even taller, take the right ear toward right shoulder, press through the left fingertips. Awakening that channel on the left side. Feel that trapezius buzzing. See if you can soften into this right ear to right shoulder with your breath. And you can use your right hand to help the head up. Exhaling straight onto the other side, left ear toward left shoulder. Pressing through the right fingertips, accentuating that alive engagement along the right side. Soften. And then take the left hand to the ear. Help yourself up. Look up towards the sky. And then tuck the chin into toward looking at the heart, into that notch between the collarbones. bowing, a sense of inward energy, still aware of our strong core channel. Inhale, back up, and we'll just turn over to the right with our chin, noticing all the little connections there as we come through center to the other side. One more trip across, right to left. And then back to center. Inhale the arms up into cactus. And we'll just feel that opening as we, across the collarbones again, we really want to open those up, and then take the thumbs behind you and then dip the thumbs down, pinkies up, and maybe even look up at the sky, imagining a hand behind your heart, guiding that mid spine into the slight back bend, still engaging the lower ribs so that we can, and tucking them in so we can get those deep abdominals in action, right? And then come on back up. And then we'll take the arms down, the forearms hang down with those fingertips, laundry on the line, come back. And we'll do that again, look up. Inhale, big capacity of inhale here, and exhale, and then drop the hands. Good things come in threes, so let's do that again. Inhale, exhale, drop that laundry again. Nice. Come back up, and then we'll close the curtain as we take the thumbs behind us. Close the curtain of those forearms in front of your face. Press them together. Really feel that engagement in the shoulders, all the way to the pinkies, and then lift up. As you watch those elbow creases lift up towards the sky until you've reached your limit, open up the curtain. And then come on back down into the ribs with your elbows, and then close those forearms together and come on up again. Inhale, rising, that floating weightlessness, and then come back down with your exhale. Another trip there. Gliding through our shoulder blades, lovely. And as you dock down into those ribs, take the palms towards the sky, like you're just holding some teacups in your hands. Just notice that wideness across the collarbones that can happen when you rotate outward with your arms, so that that outward rotation of the thumbs is allowing further opening across the shoulders. That's a great stance, something to do if you want to open those shoulders just really quickly. Inhale, exhale, let's bring those hands in front of the body, and we'll do that faucet turning so that we can get into those wrists and fingers, those typing action, undo some of that, and then we'll come up to our royal wave, and then the hallelujah up to the sky. Yes, release any tension, release any energy, any mental stress you need way up there. Just allow the sky to take it up. And then float the hands down like bird wings over the heart. Let's take a 3-part breath again. Belly and ribs, and notice the ribs expand into your hands at the top of that inhale, and then exhale. Exhale, great. Float the fingers up to the third eye. Let's take that middle finger to the third eye and just stroke along the eyebrows to the temples. And then take gentle circles behind you and in forward, just to massage the temples. Again, that center of our still point within, but then, our active brains as well. So let's clear the clutter. Come back to the third eye, across the eyebrows, and then the temples again. Gentle circles. One more time. Self-massage. Good reminder, we can give ourselves massages. Float the hands down, and I'm going to take them behind us now. So thumbs towards the body and fingertips away. So we're trying to open up again further here across our heart space, right? So take the fingertips behind you, opening up, just feeling that light of the heart shining forward, and also behind you, shoulder blades squeeze together, elbows reach behind you. And now flip it so that the fingers are facing the body, and then the thumbs back. And if you can, bend the elbows and take the palms to the floor and just bring that heart space looking upward, right? We're coming into a back bend here. Feel free to follow with your eyes upward or just look down at the heart and then float yourself back up. That was our mini camel. And now we're going to switch to our tabletop. So let's take the cushion under our knees. And make sure that if you have that nice soft blanket, you can take your shins to the blanket and just spill those kneecaps over the edge of the blanket. That's a great way to protect those kneecaps. Make them last a lot longer. And our knees are hip width apart, and we're going to come down to the forearms on the mat. So you want the elbows below the shoulders. This is a nice, we're going to do some core strengthening, but I want you to make sure to keep that elbow below the shoulders, as always in that alignment, to protect those strong shoulder muscles. Great. So from here, we're taking the elbows also right at that shoulder length and our palms to the floor. So press down, spread out those fingertips. And we're going to take a cat-cow from our forearms, okay? So we have that neutral spine. It's a little more diagonal here. And then we're going to tuck the tailbone under, navel towards the sky, and then curl upward towards the sky. Just notice the difference here from our regular cat-cow. Drop the head, look at the knees, and we see the world upside down. And then inhale that tailbone up, navel towards the floor. Squeeze the shoulder blades together and then lift the head in our forearm cow. And then again, follow your breath with this undulation. A really great everyday pose. Say that on the back with those undulations, wonderful as well. Alternating these on a daily basis. Wonderful home practice. One more time. See how deep you can get into that spine. And then come on to a more neutral spine. So just looking down at the floor, and we're going to separate the shoulder blades and they come away from each other. So we're puffing up through the back of the heart, and then exhale that light of the heart shining towards the floor, melting down, squeeze the shoulder blades together. You want to keep everything else in the line of the spine fairly neutral. And we're just getting that nice mobility there in the middle of those shoulder blades. Expand through the back and melt. Wonderful. All right, so now we're going to take some core work here, and I'm going to guide you through dolphin. And again, the reminders on dolphin is if you have shoulder issues and stuff, you can just go up into downward dog. I mean, if that's too much for your shoulders, if you've had surgery, anything, I highly recommend you going into puppy pose. So just taking the arms out long in the forehead to the mat so that you're not over taxing your shoulders. We can move that blanket aside since we're going up into our core work here. So let's come down again to that briefly to that forearm plank, but this time we're going to bring the palms together below the face. Press the palms together and notice the alignment of your shoulders to your elbows. Okay, so they're staying nice in line, but we're pressing the hands together to get that extra engagement. Just notice that. Great. And now we're going to straighten out the left leg, curl the toes under. You can keep the knee on the floor. Straighten out the right leg and then straighten that out and then bring the knee to the floor. So you can really notice that length of the spine before we go up. So we're kind of in a knee plank here with our hands together and the elbows below the shoulders. Now really squeeze the energy of the armpits towards the ribs. Okay, now I'm setting you up for a good foundation. Press into the floor. Inhale, length of the spine. Exhale, let's lift one knee off the mat and then the other. So we're in our forearm plank. Beautiful. Nice and aligned here. Inhale, squeeze the glutes. So you're really supporting that length of the spine, support through the torso. Exhale, one knee down, then the other. And then come down for a rest. Forehead to the mat. Make a pillow for your head with your hands. Inhale into that entire length, cascade down the spine. Exhale, release, feel the difference of the earth beneath you on your belly and how the breath travels differently. Okay, let's use that breath to strengthen again. Come on up to those forearms, press the hands together, find that alignment. Now we got our legs nice and long. Come up onto the knees, curl the toes under. Just that knee plank first so we can get a good foundation. Inhale, one knee comes off and then the other. Hold this plank nice and strong. No drooping through the hips. Keep it nice and lifted. And then we'll come down. Ease yourself down again. Pillow for the head with your hands. Flowing through this with our breath. This time we're going to go up into dolphin, and if you choose not to, that's okay. You can just go back to child's or to puppy, whatever works, but dolphin is a lovely opener for our shoulders. So let's come back up to our forearms, press hands together, alignment of shoulders and elbows, armpit energy, come up onto the knees, curl the toes under, lift one leg off the mat and then the other. So from here, you're going to bring your ears towards those upper arms and just begin to look back at your feet and then bend the knees and walk, tiptoe the toes towards the head. So take your time, bend the knees. If this is at all pinchy or weird, come down. You want to make sure that the elbows are in line with the shoulders. Press the hands together. And just keep the knees bent. You can pedal your feet. And then come down, bring both knees down to the mat. And slide yourself back to a long child's. So slide the hips to the heels and bring the forehead to the mat. And arms are really reaching long. You can tent the fingertips up, so press the fingertips into the mat. And notice the length that as you pull back with your fingers, that allows along the length of your arms, all the way to your hips. If you want to roll onto your back and squeeze, hug your knees, you can do that too. Inhale. Feel the pull of the fingers. Exhale. Now bring the palms to the mat. Now let's open further across the shoulders as we take the palms up towards the sky from this length of child's. Imagine something beautiful landing in your hands. Exhale out that third eye. And now take the palms to the mat. Inhale, 3-part breath into the belly. The ribs, feel them expand. And then all the way up to the shoulders. Exhale. Now rock the spine side to side. So you're getting a roll, a spinal roll, releasing any tension. Nice. Roll on up the spine through cat. And we're going to come up and we're just going to come up into a lunge, the right knee coming forward and the right foot on the inside of the right hand. If you need to cushion that back shin again, you can. Your shin is your base in the back. You're bringing the hands to the front thigh. We're coming up into a high lunge here with our back shin as our anchor. Take the hands to the front thigh and feel the rising up of the spine as you steady and square the pelvis facing forward. Inhale the left arm up towards the sky and then the right arm. Lengthen both sides, then sweep the right arm down towards the sky and lean over towards the right, taking a nice long side bend. Then sweep the right arm up again. Feel that length as you reach forward, as if you were trying to reach the wall in front of you, and then sweep the arms down in front of that foot and draw the right knee back. And we'll do the other side. Inhale the left foot towards inside of left hand. Square the hips. Take the hands to the front thigh and square those hips and the pelvis. Maybe the left hip tries to lift, press down. As you press through the back foot, the top of the back foot, you'll notice that lengthening up. Take the right arm up towards the sky. Inhale. Take the exhale, left arm up and press through that left hip. So we're really feeling a sense of evenness. Reaching up, exhale, drop the left hand and lean on over to the left. Each inhale, you reach up a little bit, inch up towards the sky, and exhale, soften down to the left. Use your breath here as your engine. Come on back up with the arms. Inhale, exhale, sweep the arms around the front foot. Draw the knee back. Plant those palms, index fingers towards the top of the mat, and we're transitioning to a down dog. Curl the back toes under. Bring the ribs to the thighs. And lengthen ears in between the arms, and we'll just pedal our feet. Nice. And then tiptoe both feet evenly, bring the hips to the thighs, and then see how evenly we can bring those heels towards the floor, stretching the hamstrings. And with legs bent or straight, walk the hands to the feet. Take the fingertips to the floor. Inhale into a flat back. And imagine squeezing a block between those thighs. So you're really engaging those inner thighs. Should be super strong by now. Take the hands to the top of the thighs. Hinge at that point and come on up to standing. Beautiful. Inhale the arms up towards the sky. Trace that line down the center. Let's expand the breath again. Inhaling. Look up this time, up at your hands. Trace that line to the center. Inhale up again. Exhale. Draw that line. Beautiful. Now we're going to stand with the width of the mat around us. And then take a wide stance. Oops, before we do that, if you can grab a block that you might have handy, that's great to have. Just place it in front of you. And we'll take a wide stance with the feet. So we're going to take a side angle. I'm going to just try a few different approaches here. One of them will involve the block. So let's take the block over to the right side of the body. Great. And take the feet parallel to begin with, hands on the hips. And we're going to take our feet in that proud warrior prep so that we've got that front heel aligned with the back arch. Make sure, take your right hand to your right thigh and just feel the quads engage right into your hand. Inhale. Great. And see how that lifts the knee and aligns it with the rest of the leg and the middle two toes. So let's keep that beautiful sense of alignment, a sense of the hips facing forward. As we guide our hands at the hips, we can just feel that evenness through the pelvis. Inhale, grow out of that pelvis through the spine. long exhale, let's bend the right knee towards the middle two toes. So we're going to take that back foot and just guide it backwards to find the stance that's right for us. Now, this might be towards a right angle with your right thigh, but don't push it. If it's diagonal, that's fine. Keep the hands on the hips so there's that sense of lengthening outward through your inhale and exhale. Settle in through your hips and feel the feet connect. And now take the right hand at the top of the thigh. Feel the hinge point as you lean over towards the right and taking your elbow to the thigh. Just hang out here for a moment. Take your left hand to the sacrum and just that's the bottom of the back. And then allow the sternum to turn upward slightly. So this is a little bit of a twist. Take the edge of that back foot and really press it into the mat. Great. And now you can lift your left arm up towards the sky and then next to the left ear. Pressing those feet together energetically, we can come into a center even though we're leaning over. And now we're going to make a transition here to our right long lunge. So we're going to need to shift the feet. So be aware of your knee alignment, be very conscious and careful. And then we're going to reach the left arm over towards the left front edge of the mat. So start to lean that way. And you're going to lift the back toes. We're transitioning to a front lunge. Lift the back toes so they begin to turn under like a lunge and reach the left corner of that mat. And then bring the left hand down. And from this space, carefully align your feet so that we turn into a lunge with the right foot forward. Well, let's take that block. We'll use that afterwards, so we'll put it there. Take the hands around that right foot and feel the length here in our lunge. In the lunge, you want to connect the feet energetically, very important, so that we can keep a nice square alignment in our hips and a support. Inhale, lengthen, exhale, drop into those feet. And now we'll transition to a down dog. So draw the right foot back. And maybe the dog is a little more comfortable this go. Inhale, lengthen. Exhale. We'll walk the hands towards the feet. Your choice of bent or straight legs as you look at the world in a bat in a cave, looking upside down. Release the head. Inhale into a flat back using your fingertips on the floor to lengthen up. And then we're going to sit back and keep the knees aligned behind the toes as we sit back into a chair. Sweep the arms behind the body, upward as if you're doing your ski jump prep. Or is it really downhill? I don't know, one of those. Sweep the hands down towards the sky, arms next to ears, and then up into our chair pose. Again, imaginary block between the thighs, center engagement, that central channel. Inhale long, shoulders away from ears. Hold it, and then step up to standing. And now we'll walk ourselves to the center again and take the other side of our side angle. Place the block over there just in case. Actually, I'm trying to do that on the next go. So inhale, get long, exhale. Let's take our feet. A nice proud warrior alignment, hands to hips. Inhale, get tall, exhale, bend the left knee, engage that quad. Place your hand there just to make sure it's engaging. Use your right foot to align yourself. Inhale, exhale, hinging at that left hip, lean on over, bring the left elbow down to the left thigh, and then bring your right hand to your sacrum. So notice squeezing those and energetically bringing the feet together. We're taking a slight twist here as we bring that sternum up towards the sky. Inhale sweeps the right arm up towards the sky and then next to right ear. That edge of your right foot, just feel that connection all the way to the right fingertips. And then we'll make our nice transition here. So inhale, we're going to reach the right arm up towards the right edge of that mat. Carefully, carefully. If you have a block there, you can just use it for balance as you begin to curl the right toes under the back toes and reach, reach, reach up, and then bring the right hand down and transition your feet very carefully to our front lunge on the left side. Pull back energetically with your hands so we can really get the length here. Even the hips. Inhale, exhale, draw the left foot back into a downward dog. A nice flow here. Bend the knees and walk the hands to the feet. Inhale into a flat back. Here, take the hands to the top of the thighs and do your hinge on upward. In our mountain here at the other side of the mat, just sensing where we are in space. Pointing our tailbone down towards the earth, feeling that engagement of our glutes, our quads, a strong base. Okay, now take your block. We're just going to practice that side angle with the block. We don't do it much with the block, so I want to get another level here of side angle. So come into that stance again for side angle. Hold on to the block. Inhale, grow tall. Exhale. Let's drop into that side angle prep. Great. And find your thigh angle that's right for you. And then inhale that block, if you have it in the right hand, above the head. And then reach on over with that block, and you're going to end up with the block on the outside of your right foot. And again, you can always take your elbow to the thigh if that's more comfortable. Keep your hand on the left hip, left hand on left hip, and take it to the outside of the thigh, and your palm comes on the block. Make sure that alignment of your right knee is behind the middle two toes. So we want to rotate that hip. You can look down at your toes, it's fine. Left hand to the sacrum. And then inhale the left arm towards the sky and then over the left ear. So we're just taking a different angle here in our side angle. Great. And from here, instead of going through a lunge, we're just going to reach that left arm up towards the sky to the hip, using the strength of that right leg. Come on up and bring that block with you. Getting through our nice workout on the thighs here today. Change the cross of the legs. Front heel, back arch, aligned. This is also that we'll travel up to the hips and have a nice front alignment with the hips. Inhale that block up towards the sky. Victory there. Exhale, left knee bends, come into the pose. And then reach the block, really get long. And then bring it down on the outside of the left foot, just towards the shin as you hinge at the left hip. Just another base and a little bit deeper on this side angle. So again, if your side angle, you want to just hang out on the thigh, that's great too. Inhale the right arm up towards the sky, next to right ear. Keep the gaze soft. Enjoying this right side length. Beautiful. Just some variations to explore. And then pressing through the feet, sweep the right arm up towards the sky. And with the strength of your left leg, come on up. Take that block with you. Let's move the feet to parallel. Lift that block up above the head. Press into the block so you really strengthen along the entire channel of the arms. Exhale, let's keep that length as we hinge at the hips and hold on to the block into a flat back. Hold that length, feel the strength of your abs engage, and then bring the block down to the floor below the shoulders. So use this lift that you get here, advantage of the block, to really plant the hands and energetically pull back towards the body. And you feel that length in the spine. You feel those alignment of your sits bones reaching towards the back. Nice opening there. You can flip the block to a lower setting, place your hands down, plant them down. And then your left hand plants in the middle of the block and your right hand comes to the heart, and we twist over to the right, keeping the pelvis nice and square. And then bring that right hand down softly to the block, other side. Exhale down and twist on over. Other side again, so we can really travel through the spine in this repetition. Beautiful. Come on down. And then we'll heel toe the feet together, gently bend the knees. Make sure our knees stay in line with the toes on that trip. Move that block to the side. So you're bending the knees, you're bringing the hands down to the mat. And then we're going to walk ourselves over to a down dog on the length of the mat. So just walk yourselves out. Beautiful. Nice flow, everyone. Inhale into a plank momentarily, a full plank. Feel how strong you've gotten. Bring the knees down to the mat. And then snake the spine down. Bend the elbows. You're going to bring the thighs down. Then the pelvis. Undulate. Then the ribs. And the head comes down. Pillow for the head with the hands. We made it down to our floor space again. Inhale. Exhale. Sigh it out. Notice the change in the body. Notice the warmth created. More of that warmth created and deeper inhales and exhales, making sure we can turn the page on any energy we don't need and renew energy moving forward. Let's flow over onto our back. Great. And take the soles of the feet to the floor. Take the knees together, feet wider apart. One hand on the belly, one hand on the heart. 3-part breath into the belly, ribs, chest. Same on the exhale, 3-part. Nice. Grab a strap and we'll take our bonus treat of hamstrings. Stretch. Bend the right knee towards the face and lasso the strap around the ball of the right foot. And straighten out the right leg. That energy is just unquestionable on these hamstrings. That buzz along the back of the leg that happens in hamstring stretches, feeling how connected our low back and our hamstrings are. Bend the knee and straighten if that helps you get a new stretch there. And then take the strap into your right hand, both sides, and then open up the leg to the right. Anchoring through your left hip. You can feel free to take that left knee over to the side so we get a nice inner thigh stretch. And then press down through the left foot. Knee comes up towards the sky, and we guide the right foot across the body towards the left hip. Anchor through your right hip. So maybe that tries to lift off, but as we anchor through it, we really allow more capacity of that hamstring to expand. Inhale the leg back to neutral, step through the left foot and roll over onto your left side, touching down with your right foot. Take the straps into your left hand, right hand to the heart, elbow to the sky, and then open up the arm to the right in a twist. If you want to grab your back foot for a thigh stretch, that's good, but it's also good just to hang out with that arm nice and long, expansive across the chest. The body just drinking up the new energy, fresh air into the body. Not so fresh out, just flush it out. The breath does its job for us, especially when we bring our intention and consciousness to it. Release this twist, sweeping the right arm back to left, and guide your foot back up. And then release it. Take both legs long on the mat, just relishing in the difference here between both sides. And then bend the legs, feet to the floor. Inhale the left knee to the chest. Guide the leg up straight. Bend and straighten. Find that 3-part breath. And then we can guide this foot over to the left. Use the strap as your surface to push into. And then feel free to take the right knee out to the side. So we're really counterbalancing the hips, the right hip anchoring the stretch. Right foot to the floor, knee to the sky, and we guide the left foot over the body, across the body towards the right hip. As you inhale, lengthen the leg, and then as you exhale, let's find that hip socket on the left. Just drop into it. And notice that awakens that hamstring. And then we'll enjoy the twist as we take our foot up towards the sky, then bridge up, come onto the right side. And then right hand to the strap. Guide that foot to the floor. Left hand to the heart. Trace a line with your left elbow and then open up the left arm to the left. Keeping the pelvis keeping the pelvis perpendicular to the floor. We're keeping that square as we twist the mid and upper spine. If you enjoy that quad stretch, you can do that too. Grabbing the back toes of the right foot. Side out. If you have your hand and foot, you can just release that. And then brush the sky with that left hand. Come on back. Arms together and then lift the leg up. Release. Great. If you want to take just a brief 20 seconds or so for any stretch that your body would like, do that on our way to our body sweep Shavasana. And then ease yourself, straightening out both legs, flop the feet out to the side, let go. Each arm draped next to the body. Whole body draping onto this lovely floating cloud of our mat. Bringing ease into the body. Back to that 3-part breath. A 3-part exhale, nice and long. We began with a body sweep from the toes to the head. Let's do that same, but start at the head and allow your mind's eye to carry you along, noticing, witnessing your body, sensations and responses. The crown of the head, forehead, eyes and ears, skull, the jaw, the neck, shoulder sockets, travel down both arms all the way to the hands and fingers. Back up the arms to the shoulders, the collarbones, the chest, the heart, and the lungs. The rib cage. Back through the torso, the mid-spine, the organs, the lower spine and the pelvis. The thighs and the knees, shins, the calves, heels, feet, and the toes. The next 3-part inhale and exhale, dedicate to your whole body. Breathe with the whole body. Exhale with the whole body. Next round of breath for your mind and spirit, peace, harmony. Inhale and exhale. And the next inhale and exhale for that peace and harmony around us as well. Begin to wiggle your fingers and your toes. Bend the elbows and the knees. Roll onto your right side, allowing a brief rest here on your way up to a seated position. We meet with hands at the heart, Anjali Mudra, sharing this restored energy with each other around the world. Thank you so much for joining me in the practice today. Namaste.